Hey you guys, it's Peter, and I'm back. Of course I'm back. I'm not going anywhere. Boost! Boost! Peekaboo. I see you because I'm YouTube famous now. Available Christmas 2025, the album, Dad. Shimmy, shimmy, eh. Rock on, gold dust woman. Boost! How are you guys doing today? I almost didn't do my intro because this is such a serious video. No, truly it is, and don't call me Truly Brown. This is such a serious video that I almost did not do my intro. And then I was thinking to myself, I wonder how many times I've done my intro on this channel. I was like, as I started doing my intro, I was like, do you ever do that? Like, I was like, how many times have I done this intro? Is it time to retire my intro? In 2026, should I just retire my intro? Actually, this year, I have done quite a few videos where I just get right into it and I'm like, okay, let's talk about this, or hello, hello, hello. But when I do that, people are like, Peter, I missed the intro. Where's the intro? There's like a hair hanging. I just trimmed my beard and there's like a hair hanging off here. Is it from lipsticks? I don't know. Anyway, this is not a Jeffree Star video. This is not a Michaela Nogueira video. Those are coming. This there is something hanging off my eye. What is that? Oh my God. That's why I never did buy those Jaclyn Hill lipsticks. This is a Jaclyn Hill video. So earlier this week, I did two videos where one, I made a huge announcement that nobody seemed to care about. Woo, huge announcement. You have to go back and watch that video if you want to see what my huge announcement is, okay? But in that video, I asked you guys, who do you want me to cover over here? Because I talked about, well, the huge announcement was that in addition to me also doing influencer drama, beauty influencer drama, I'm going to be continuing that. Like today, it's about Jaclyn Hill. But in addition to that, I am going to be doing pop culture and TV drama over here as well. And so I was just asking you guys, because when I announced it, people were like, oh my God, I missed you talking about the same 5 or 6 people. Which I think is kind of funny, because when I talk about the same 5 or 6 people, there's always at least 1 or 2 people that are like, you always talk about the same 5 or 6 people. So if you want to know why that is, okay, go back and watch those 2 videos that I did earlier in the week. One is where I made the huge announcement, and the second one is where I'm responding to the comments that people told me what they wanted to hear. And basically what people said was that they wanted to hear about Jaclyn Hill. No, a couple people said that. A couple people said, I think maybe one. I think maybe one person said they missed my Jaclyn Hill videos. But people basically were like, I kind of missed the lighthearted drama, you know, and it's interesting. And I love that people say that, because I've always just wanted this channel to be kind of like an escape at the end of the day, or if, you know, you have a break for 45 minutes. My videos do get kind of long. If you have a break or something like that, you know, put me on 2 times speed or whatever and just, you know, have a little break in your day. I have so many props sitting in front of me right now, but we'll get to that in just a second. So anyway, I just wanted this channel to always, like from the beginning, I wanted it to kind of just be an escape, you know? And so, I like doing the lighthearted drama. I like talking about stuff that's not super serious or not super deep. I think it's important to have those conversations, and if those things come up, I will continue to have those conversations. And I enjoy having deep conversations. I think maybe one of the misconceptions that has happened through the years is because I say that I don't like to do those videos because, you know, they're just very dark topics. I do like to have deep conversations. I do like to have conversations and let you guys have your sound off in the comment section below, and I think it's important. What I don't like to do is wear it every single day, because then I think it kind of, you know, this channel that I wanted it to be an escape for people, it kind of loses that fun over time. So, but I will continue to have the conversations that need to be had. So if you have any topics or any influencers that you would like me to cover, please put it in the comment section below. So anyway, but the other day people were like, oh, there was like 1 or 2 comments that said, I miss your Jaclyn Hill videos. And so it was like, oh, well, I already had something in my notes. I keep notes of like videos that I could make and whatever. And so I had this topic about Jaclyn Hill that I wasn't really sure if I was going to make the video or not. I was like, this is so little, and I have like just really talked to death the lack of FTC disclosure and the lack of linking appropriately and things like that. So I was like, what's really the point? But it's really kind of like a deeper conversation than that. No, it really is. Truly it is. And don't call me Truly Brown. No, it's not. It's really not that deep. But it is kind of interesting to me the deliberate calculations or calculating thought that Jaclyn goes into selling stuff. And through the years, you know, Jaclyn has gotten the nickname from some people that have watched her. They call her, you know, Jaclyn Schill, because she's constantly always trying to like make money and link things and, you know, blah, 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 whatever. And so when this was sent to me, I thought it was interesting, okay? So we're going to talk about Jaclyn Hill's new interest in reading today, all because she wanted to sell a Kindle for Prime Day, okay? That's basically the story. The story is that Jaclyn Hill was talking on her Instagram stories about how she just is like falling in love with reading all of a sudden. I think Jordan, her husband, got her into it. And she's fallen in love with reading, and she bought this Kindle, and she read her very first book as an adult, which we'll get into it in just a second, and asking everybody what should she read next. And people were speculating. They're like, she's going to link something. Like, this is all about her linking, because she had put out several stories about how she was falling in love with reading, and she was getting really excited about reading. And people were sending it to me. People were like, she's going to link something. She's going to link either a book or she's going to link a Kindle. And I thought, she's going to link a Kindle. There's no way she's going to link a book, because a book is what? Like, you know, on Amazon, a book is like $10, $14. No, she's going to link a Kindle. And I knew, because I get the emails from Amazon, I knew Prime Day was coming up. And so I was like, oh, she's going to do this for Prime Day. She's going to link it on Prime Day. Well, sure enough, Prime Day comes up, or it's like 2 days before Prime Day. I think it's like the day before or whatever. And she links this Kindle and talks about how she had just finished this book. She had finished Verity by Colleen Ballinger. Colleen Hoover. Both of them problematic as far as I'm concerned. I'm not a big Colleen Hoover fan. And I have read Verity, so I can't speak to this. It's the one Colleen Hoover book that I've actually read. Didn't love it. Didn't think it was horrible. Don't understand the hype about Colleen Hoover. I don't get it. I have friends of mine that love her writing. I just don't get it. But anyway, so we'll get to that in just a second. But people were sending this to me, and I thought, this is really, really interesting, because this is the kind of the crossover that I never expected. So that's kind of a scandal. We're going to get into this in a second, and I'm going to show you her Instagram stories and stuff like that, right? Because she was posting this stuff about, like, she was reading on this Kindle, and then she linked the Kindle. And people are like, she cannot have any interest unless she links it to make $1. And I will say, like, it is kind of interesting to me, like, at the level that she's at. I mean, Jaclyn, I looked. The last video that Jaclyn Hill put out was actually 3 months ago. I know she's very, very active on Instagram and TikTok, but the last video that she put out on YouTube was 3 months ago, and it was my top 40 Amazon Prime items. So it was before Amazon Prime Day, and she put her top 40 items and linked them all, and did not disclose them appropriately. So basically at this point, she's just an Amazon saleswoman, is what she is. I mean, literally that's what she is. She's just a link salesperson on YouTube. And, you know, to just take a step back for a second, because I think that people think that I have this dislike in my heart. Honestly, when people were sending this to me, I kind of saved it. I wrote it in my notes, but I haven't thought about Jaclyn Hill for a long time. I haven't even really looked into her until I was like, okay, people want me to do beauty influencer drama. This is book drama, but I'm going to talk about this. So I kind of looked in and was like, when was the last video that she made? I hadn't looked Jaclyn up in a while. I don't have any like strong dislike for Jaclyn. And in fact, back in the day, if you go back and watch my videos, I was very fair to Jaclyn. And I really, 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 I really liked Jaclyn. I thought that there was a lot about Jaclyn that was relatable. I thought she seemed early on very, very humble. And now that's the early part of 2016 when I started over here. I mean, we're almost 10 years out from that, you know? And one of the things that people have said about Jaclyn through the years is that she's lost her humility, and that she's sold out, and she's just all about the big ticket items and luxury items and whatever. When I look at her Instagram story, or when people send me stuff, it's basically, and I'm glad that she has a great life, more power to her. I don't know why anybody would not want somebody to have a great life, but I don't see her like doing a lot of like work. Like I do see a lot of these makeup influencers to this day. Like, I mean, listen, I can criticize Jeffree Star all day long, but he spends a lot of time on TikTok Live, you know? I wouldn't want to spend the time on TikTok Live that Jeffree Star does, you know? And a lot of these people, Michaela Nogueira is putting up 3 and 4 TikToks a day sometimes. I mean, she's doing collaboration, she's doing deals. I think that we know that probably not very many of them are authentic, but she's still hustling, right? Jaclyn is one of the least hardest, I don't even know the word to use. She's one of, she just doesn't do it. I don't see her work except for to put up TikToks. And a lot of her TikToks are complaining about things. So she's got this very kind of sarcastic, negative attitude that, in all honesty, in 2016 wouldn't have flown. Like, she would have gotten criticized like crazy. Now it's kind of like, people think that sarcastic attitude on TikTok is kind of funny. So she's kind of like, you know, stepped into that a little bit. But she doesn't post any videos on YouTube anymore. So I can't imagine she's making tons of money off TikTok. It's not like she goes on TikTok live. She's not selling a lot of products unless she's linking them, and she doesn't disclose them appropriately. And no, I don't think the FTC is ever going to do anything about it. I always just inform you guys because I think it's important for you to know who you're going to buy from. And, you know, if you can buy or hit somebody's links, why not hit it from somebody that's actually disclosing to you instead of somebody that's lying about it, like Jaclyn. That's why I've disclosed it in the past. Also to show that there's been enough videos that people have made, including myself, about Jaclyn Hill not disclosing affiliate links, that at this point, it's deliberate. And I think that's the thing that bothers me the most. I don't care that Jaclyn links everything in the entire world if she wants to. Make your coin, okay? But the fact that she continues to deliberately not put hashtag ad, hashtag Amazon link, anything next to it, is so deliberate when it's, number one, the law. And no, this is not what this video is about. But number one, it's the law. Number one, it's deceptive to your audience. And there's been enough talk about Jaclyn doing this. She's seen it. She's seen people talk about it. It's been a hot topic with influencers anyway. Most influencers that didn't used to do it are now doing it. She's one of the very few that still does not do it. So for me, it's just the deceptive dishonesty of Jaclyn just to make a dollar. And that's why she has gotten the name through the years of Jaclyn Schill that people have given her through the years, because it's just, she'll sell whatever as long as she can make a dollar over it. So I don't really see her putting a lot of content out, as far as like maybe some TikToks here and there. But I don't see her put a lot of content out, and especially on Instagram. Like, when I do look, it's always she's linking stuff. It's her favorite this, it's her favorite that she's linking. So, to me, it's just like, that's all it is that she's an Amazon salesperson. I hope she's making a lot of money. I hope that she's really happy doing that. In all honesty, it kind of, like, stepping back, as somebody that used to really, really like Jaclyn back in the day, and followed her for the first couple years and was very fair. I think she referred to me as the uncle of YouTube at one point. You know, she was very nice to me. We had nice interchanges and things like that. It makes me kind of sad, honestly. I'm not saying that people can't change their careers. I mean, I think I've changed my careers 5 times in my life, you know? I think that everybody has the choice and the right to do that, and maybe she gets bored. She's said multiple times that she's not as interested in makeup and stuff like that. But it's not just makeup that she built. She built a platform on the internet, and now she's just using that platform to sell Amazon things. To me, that's kind of like, so you built a rapport with your audience. You shared stories, you shared your life with your audience just to sell some products on Amazon. Like, at the end of the day, like, if somebody said to you, I mean, what would she say her career is? Like, that she's an influencer? What's she influencing? Amazon products. She's a TikToker? Well, she's not even that highly watched as a TikToker. She doesn't post YouTube videos. She doesn't do makeup tutorials. She was on Manny and Laura's podcast. I watched part of it, and I was so disgusted by the rewriting of history that I was like, I can't even make it through this. So she's not even honest about her own history. Like, what is she today? She's an Amazon salesperson. Just embrace it. Then step into it. There's a lot of people that are very, very proud of selling hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of product a month on Amazon. I think she should just step into it. And I think she should start making her videos all about being an Amazon salesperson. I think she should actually make videos on teaching how people to do it. The problem is she can't do that because she's dishonest about it. She doesn't come out and say that she's an Amazon salesperson because she just links it. And it's like, oh, here, let me link it. And then she doesn't even disclose that it's an ad. Which, that's dishonest. It's deceptive, and it's also illegal. And no, the FTC probably won't ever do anything about it, but it's just what it is. But I think it's kind of sad when I look at it, you know, and I look at who Jaclyn was back in the day. And this is where I think that the lipsticks really took a harder hit on her than she ever wants to admit. I mean, every once in a while she'll be like, oh, the worst time of my life. And then 2 seconds later, she's making a joke about it, you know? I've gone through some really horrific shit in my life, and to this day, I can't laugh at it. So I don't know how you 1 second are making a joke at it and the next second, and it's her stuff, so she can do what she wants to do with it. But I think it's confusing to her audience. They're like, okay, are we supposed to laugh at this? Are we supposed to take you seriously? Like, 1 second. So I don't think her audience at times knows what to do with it, right? But when you think about Jaclyn Hill as being one of the, literally, the OG influencers, makeup beauty influencers on YouTube back in the day that really brought makeup and beauty to YouTube. I mean, some of my husband's friends through the years, like I'll ask them if they know like people, like they're like, I know who Jeffree Star is, but no, I've never used his makeup and you know, whatever. But they do know who Jaclyn Hill is, and they'll be like, oh yeah, I used to do her, like I would watch her get readies with me. She really taught me how to do makeup. I mean, this was more like 10 years ago that 5 years ago that people would say this to me. But people loved Jaclyn for a long time. So to think that she built this career, and it's not even just about her doing daily vlogs or her showing her life, or that she got her audience so invested in her as a person by I mean, she did let's just be honest, she did a fantastic job of building a platform on YouTube and getting people interested in her. That's not an easy thing to do. I mean, on some level, that has to show that Jaclyn Hill is an interesting person and that people were interested in her. And that wasn't just about the makeup. That was about who Jaclyn Hill was as a person. So then to dumb it all down to 10 years later, all you are doing is selling things on Amazon is almost kind of like, I don't even care anymore. I just want to get my dollar. And I don't even think she shies away from doing that. Like when your last video is 3 months ago, I mean, she'll probably come out with a video in the next, you know, Amazon big day, and which will be like Black Friday, Cyber Monday or whatever, and she'll be like, oh my God, you guys, I so miss doing this, and I miss you guys, and I really want to come back to YouTube, and so I'm going to start coming back to YouTube, and I wanted to do this video, and she'll do some big Cyber Monday sale, her favorite Amazon things that she's bought in the last, you know, 5 years. I buy a lot of things online, and I couldn't even come up with 40 things right now that I bought in the last 2 years that are my favorites on Amazon. So like, it's always surprising to me when she's like, my 40 favorites. I'm like, your 40 favorites? Like, I literally have a box delivered to my door every single day from someplace. I couldn't even tell you what my 40 favorites are. So, and I buy a lot of stuff that I don't end up liking. But anyway, so that's kind of the background history to me. You know, like when you look at these people, I think this is one thing that we don't talk about. Somebody the other day asked me, it was on one of those videos that I did. They said, it'd be interesting to see you talk about the history of the beauty and the OG beauty influencers and the drama channels and how it kind of all interacted. I mean, I'm more than willing to do that video. I just don't know what people want to know. You know what I mean? So if you have any suggestions, put it in the comment section below. But it is interesting to me when you look at who was around back then and what they're doing now. You know, like the heavy hitters back in the day were definitely like Jeffree Star. And I mean, it's really sad when you talk about like scandal and all this kind of stuff. Jeffree Star, who can't sell out of any products anymore to save his life. I don't care what those TikTok numbers show or not. Go to his website. And that he spends the most of his time screaming and yelling at people on TikTok, okay? And that he has so many scandals about things that he is saying about whatever's going on in the world constantly, that basically all he is sitting in a room on a TikTok live just mouthing off about the world. This is somebody that was supposedly at one point at the top of his game in the makeup industry as an independent makeup brand that built his own brand off of 3 liquid lipsticks, was growing so fast on YouTube doing videos, and now the man just sits in a room on TikTok live. In all honesty, I'm shocked when I think about the videos that I used to make 9 years ago, that that's where he is today. I don't think any of these people are poor by any means, okay? I just think it's sad that they've lost such interest in it, or that, I don't know, it's like, I'm such a believer that, you know, once you accomplish a dream a bigger dream. Like, your dream is that you just want to be on a TikTok live all day long. And it's not just Jeffree Star, you know? I mean, Manny and Laura have this podcast that is so insincere and inauthentic that they lie through their teeth. They don't address things that have to do with their family. They're basically a drama channel now, which they came so hard against drama channels. Laura Lee closes her brand to start this other brand that's not doing very well. Manny isn't really selling a whole lot of stuff anymore. Their videos still do okay. Toddy Westbrook comes out with these brushes, which everybody's like, the brushes are okay, and they get excited for a second. Toddy's really probably one of the only ones that has kind of held on to steady numbers, even though they're so much lower than what they were years ago. But even she's become like kind of like a QVC salesperson on TikTok and, you know, Instagram and things like that. Really the only, I mean, Gabriel Zamora was even part of the beauty industry, is other than just like, I mean, Shane Dawson, I guess he doesn't love doing makeup anymore. Really the only person that has sustained kind of a career through all of that is Nikki Tutorials. I mean, that has gone on to do other things. And I think, and Patrick Starr that's gone on to do other things too. And well, hold on a second, we're gonna get to one other person. But Nikki Tutorials has done other things like, you know, hosting Eurovision and things like that. And she's taken her career to the next level. Patrick Starr has done the same thing with doing celebrity makeup and celebrity interviews and things like that. Which brings us to James Charles. James Charles is interesting to me because James Charles, out of all of these people that we have discussed, has probably had the most damning scandals that have happened through the years since I've covered it in 2016. And yet probably out of all these people, besides Michaela Nogueira, that wasn't around at the time, has the most thriving career on TikTok and YouTube to this day, and has his own brand that is doing well, and still has celebrities using his makeup, still gets invited to red carpet events. I mean, can you name another one of these makeup people that's getting invited to the same events that James Charles has? And James Charles has had horrible, horrible allegations. Self-proclaimed as a predator, still gets invited to the GLAAD Awards, you know, still gets invited to this event, has a brand that's thriving, gets a lot of numbers still to this day. I mean, not what he was getting before, 16 million, but he's getting more numbers than the rest of these people are, you know, and so people don't really care. And so it's kind of, you know, this disinterest and the scandal. And I think that what really happened was that they really saturated it. I mean, it's like Jeffree Star, like, people send me stuff every single day. I'm like, what do you want me to cover about Jeffree Star? Because every single day he's saying something that to me is perceived as problematic. So how do you even keep up with it? You know, 2016, it would have been one thing a month. Now it's every single day that he's saying something in TikTok Live. So it's just a saturation of this we don't care attitude. And I don't know, maybe they made their bank and they invested it well, and now they're just like, fuck all, I'm gonna do what I wanna do. Maybe that's what it is, I don't know. So when this was brought to me, I thought this was going to be a very short video today. When this was brought to me about Jaclyn Hill, I thought, well, this is interesting. I kind of want to cover this because, for those of you that do not know, this is about Jaclyn Hill reading her very first book as an adult, Verity, by Colleen Hoover. And the crossover is that the first channel that I ever had that I started posting on consistently was my Booktube channel, Peter Likes Books, which I will link below if you want to go follow it. And I started it on May 11th of 2016. I started it 6 months before I started this channel. It was the very first channel that I started posting on consistently, and I'm still posting over there consistently. Actually, last month was like the best numbers I've had over there in a long time, and I don't really make any money over there. You have to hit $100 a month threshold on to make any kind of money off of AdSense. I don't think I ever hit $100. So like maybe every 4 months, I don't know, I get, you know, paid out a little bit from Booktube or something like that. But I do a lot. What's interesting to me about this, okay, and talking about this, is that I'm very active over there, and I don't understand the need for influencers constantly to always turn their passions into $1, okay? So, and I know when I say this, people be like, oh, Peter's jealous, he's not making the money, blah, 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 whatever. It has nothing to do with that, okay? I have no problem. I mean, as a booktuber over there, I could get advanced reader copies for free. I wouldn't have to buy a book, but you know what? I believe in giving money to the authors, so I don't have an issue with that. And I love buying books. I just did a book haul the other day. I have 2 read-alongs going on right now. I just started a cozy mystery book club over there, so just announced it last month. And I am reading the 31st Trick-or-Treater for the month of Halloween. It's a read-along that I'm doing. It's an advent calendar Halloween book. You read a chapter a day. It's on Kindle Unlimited. You can also buy the paperback. And my friend Mel and I are coming up. We closed down the True Crime Book Club that we ran for 5 years. Never made any money off of this stuff, okay? And just had a whole hell of a lot of fun. And met 2 of my greatest friends, Mel and Nikki, I met from the book club. And so Mel and I ran the True Crime Book Club for 5 years. And so we closed it down because we had basically covered every topic of true crime. And so we are in the planning process of putting together the Thriller Book Club. But this year, I'm reading all of the James Patterson, Alex Cross books as a read-along. We're reading 3 a month. We're coming to the end of that. And Mel is going to join me for 2026. We have picked an author, and we will be reading 2 books a month for 2026 to read the entire series by this one author. It's a mystery thriller series. So I love to do a lot of projects over there. I love to do like mystery book clubs, cozy mystery book clubs, read-along. I think it's fun, okay? And for me, it just gets me more excited about reading. And I love books. And I started Booktube because I wanted to have a place to talk to other people about books, because I didn't have a lot of people. So just to put this in perspective, my goal for the year is on my Goodreads. Please friend requests me on Goodreads. I accept everybody as a friend on Goodreads. I just go down there. I'm not very active on Goodreads. I just put the books up there that I'm reading, and when I finish them, I rate them, and that's how I do. But my goal for the year is 112 books, and I'm at 97 right now. I am currently reading, hold on a second, I have 2 more down in the kitchen, but these are the physical copy books that I am reading. I read for like 2 hours every single night, a little bit throughout the day. I also have my Kindle, very much like Jaclyn Hill. I actually did an entire video. It got pretty good views from my Booktube channel, showing my new Kindle right here. Here are all the books that I have in my library. You can see right here is the 31st Trick or Treater that I am reading. I'm also reading, I just started this last night, The Cozy Mystery, Pumpkin and Pixels, book 1, and I just finished last night What Comes Before. So, and I'm also reading Zombie Fallout by Mark Tufo, which is a 20 plus book zombie series. I absolutely love it. So anyway, I did a whole video about my Kindle, and I talked about how much I loved my Kindle. Didn't feel the need to link this, and I also just showed this the other day. I bought this off of Amazon, $21. You can get it too. This Kindle holder that you can, and people told me I need the clicker as well. And I've never linked any of this stuff. I do book hauls and I showed my Kindle, and I've never even, to be honest with you, like when I did the Kindle video, I never even thought about linking it. I just love to read. And I'm not going to dog Jaclyn Hill for reading. I think that when people were sending it to me, they expected me to like do a video about her dogging her for like reading one book in her adult life. I meet people all the time that are not readers. They don't enjoy reading, or they're like, well, I'd kind of like to get into reading, and you know, and I tell people all the time, they're like, what do you think? And I said, I think that everybody should read one book a year. Just one book. Pick a book. I don't care if it's 20 pages. I don't judge people for the lengths of books. My best friend, she is so right now, she started with them Sarah J. Maas books, and she is now into her like 15th fantasy series, and she loves books that are no shorter than 1,200 pages, and you know, we all read different things. I don't judge anybody for what they read, and I think it's great that Jaclyn Hill has gotten into reading. I just don't understand why, and just because she likes Colleen Hoover and I don't, doesn't mean anything. I don't know why every passion, every hobby you have to be, has to be a selling point. I can remember, and this is where people clock it, okay? Because I can remember her talking about, she got sober, and then she was talking about non-alcoholic drinks, and she was talking about those poppy drinks, and she loved those poppy drinks. She loved them so much. She showed them on her Instagram story so much, and I was like, she's trying to get a sponsorship with Poppy. Well, then she got a sponsorship with Poppy, and then I think she had her own poppy drink or something, didn't she? That she was underneath an apple tree or something like that, wasn't it? Something like that. And so it's like everything you do is a move to make $1. Well, okay, if that's what your business is, and so your business is, and I guess maybe then she wouldn't be honest about it. I don't know. She should still link it and say it's an ad. But the fact that if that's your business is, I'm going to turn everything that I love into $1, okay, but at some point, I have to believe, because I see, Jaclyn's not the only person I see do this. I see a lot of people do this. And in all honesty, it's a real turnoff for me. I'm less likely when they link everything, whether they disclose it appropriately or not, when somebody links everything, and I'll link stuff that's not even a code. You can go up there and look at it as a code, but I hardly ever link anything. And people are like, you should. I probably should. To be honest with you, it takes too much time, and I wouldn't probably make enough money off of it anyway. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, I just, like, when I see people, and it's like everything they do, they link something to. Justin Anderson, the hairstylist, I love him and his husband, Scoot, okay? I love them so much. And I follow Justin's TV channel called Who's Your Daddy or whatever, because he's constantly talking about TV shows, and I love his discussions about it, and he's introduced me to TV shows I didn't know, and I have a TV channel. But that man, honest to God, every day or every other day, has probably 15 affiliate links, never discloses them appropriately. It's always like, oh, this is my favorite sweater, this is my meal prep outfit, this is a vitamin you have to have, this is a lint roller that you should get. I mean, it's constant. To the point that, like, when his stories come up, I don't even look at them anymore, because it's just saturation. And I'm like, all you're doing is selling shit so that you can just sit around your house. You're not even giving out good content. You're not even giving out interesting content. You know what I mean? You're not even making this interesting or fun for me to want to buy it. It's just like, buy this phone, here's the link. It's like, the influencers have gotten so lazy that they don't even make interesting content anymore. And I like him and his husband. I really, really do, you know? So it's not just Jaclyn Hill that does this. It's like so many people. And in all honesty, where am I at on time? Hold on a second. Let me stop this now because I got about 30 seconds left. Hold on. Pause. in all honesty, when I see somebody that does a lot of that and it's just saturation, to me, it's just like, I'm kind of done at that point. I'm just kind of like, I'm not interested in your stories, like, and what you're selling me. Like, and in all honesty, when you push 15 or 10 products, or you're pushing 2 to 3 products every single day, like, in all honesty, I was going to do this. I have this actually in my list, okay, of videos to make. Let me go down here. Videos by Peter Does Stuff channel. I have on here some of my favorite products. You know what I have under there? Slash planks is what I have, okay? I wrote that list, favorite fall products, never even got to that, okay? I have planks under there. Do you know why? Because of all the things I've ordered online in the last month that I repeatedly order over and over again, planks for your garbage disposal is probably the only thing that I truly, truly swear by. And except for this Halloween coffee that I bought called Trick or Treat. Oh my God, I love it so much. But anyway, but other than that, the planks thing, I swear by those planks things, okay? They're like $1.99. Why would I link those? You can get them at the grocery store, okay? Like, why would I link those? I just like to share stuff because I like people. Every week, I do grocery store hauls. Every time I go there, I just said in my video the other day, I was like, I do hauls every time I go to the store. I don't need to link that stuff. Like, I just don't understand it. To me, it's just, it's like years ago, and maybe it's just a personal thing, I don't know. But years ago, when people would do like sponsorship after sponsorship after sponsorship, it's like you don't post unless you're doing a sponsorship. And people really got ate up about that. If you remember, if you watch YouTube for a while, people got really ate up with that. Now people don't really care about that. But the linking to me has just gotten out of control. Like, are people really even hitting these links? I never hit anybody's links. I might go and look it up or screenshot it and then I look it up on my own, but I don't ever hit their links. And not out of not wanting to give them my dollar. It's just at that moment, I'm not like, oh, I'm going to order it this second. So are links even making people a lot of money? I don't know. Maybe they are. I have no idea. But anyway, so people were sending this to me. And what it was, and I'll put them up here somewhere, was that Jaclyn Hill posted this screenshot, a couple of them they sent me. And the first one was, she was talking about her Kindle, and she said something about linking the exact one I have here because she was so back into reading and whatever, even though she had never read a book since she's an adult. She's like 30 or whatever. And so she said, linking the exact one I have here with the Amazon link. You can see there's no disclosure here that it's Amazon. I mean, it says Amazon, but that's not good enough, okay? It has to say #ad on it. She's making money off of it. And considering that these are like $200, I don't know how much they were on Prime Day, but I mean, I think she has the exact same one that I do. So, well, this cover is a cover that I bought separately. So, and then the next one that she has is, she finished Verity by Colleen Hoover. I want to go in and see what I gave this book. I don't remember what. I'll look and I'll say I gave it 5 stars. Watch. I remember that book. It was about that lady that was up in the bedroom, his wife, and then they hired the maid, and she wasn't supposed to go in the bedroom, but then the woman wasn't. It was not good. And then I found out that there was like a different version of it. If you bought a different book, there was a different version. Do you know that, Jaclyn? My rating was, I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. No! Why did I do that? It was so bad. Okay, when did I finish reading it? Hold on, I finished it. You finished this book on March 15th of 2021. Okay, so there is my rating of Verity. Okay, so anyway, no, 4 stars. It was not worth 4 stars. But then I wanted to read the extended version because I wanted to find out the extra ending to it and all that kind of stuff. But anyway, okay, what was I? Okay, so then the second picture that she had, somebody said that when I take my glasses off and I fold them up and put them down, you're about to get the serious business. Is that true? Do I do that? Do I like take my glasses off and I fold them and then you know you're about to get the real tea? Okay, I think that's kind of fun. I like that. But she posted on here, I'll put it up here. I finished Verity, you guys. My first book that, I'm going to read it just exactly how she has it written, okay? My first book that I've read and finished as an adult. I have so many thoughts. This book was so good. So many twists and turns. Now I can't wait for the movie. But what do I read? Oh, wait. Where was the other thing that she sent? She put on here. Oh, where was it? Okay, I got to read this to you over again. Hold on a second. I finished Verity. It looks like I finished Verity, you guys. My first book that I've read and finished as an adult. I have so many thoughts. This book was so good. So many twists and turns, and now I can't wait for the movie. But what do I read next? I almost feel sad it over. How about Hooked on Phonics? It works for you. I almost feel sad it over. I'm sad it over too. Anyway, she phonished it and she sat it over. So, I don't know. But if you're going to sell some shit to some people, you might want to maybe spell check your post. So anyway, she finished it, but people were like, they were going in and they were like, okay, Jaclyn doesn't ever, like, the only reason that she is posting this stuff is because she's trying to sell something. People are like, oh, she's going to drop a link because she put this up there before she put the other one. So people are like, oh, she's going to drop this link and blah, 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 whatever. I'm not going to dog Jaclyn Hill for reading, okay? I think that's great. I mean, people, like I said, ask me all the time, like, how many books a year do you think people should read? I think that's a personal choice. I've had years where I read 15 books. I've had years where I read 110 books. I mean, my friend Tanya Jean, she reads, she don't even know. She's not even on Goodreads. She reads like a book a day, okay? I got friends of mine. My aunt used to read a book or two every single day. I know people that read 300 and 400 books a year. I know people that read, you know, like me and my friend Nikki and my friend Mel, we're all about the same goal this year, about 110, 112 books, because that's going to be the most books I've ever read in a year since I've been on Goodreads. But I just think if you even try to read one book a year, just read something. I don't even care. Amelia Bedelia, Nate the Great, I don't really care. Self-help book, whatever you want to read. I just think that, like for me, I've gotten really, for those of you that know, I'm always listening to an audiobook at the same time as well. And for a long time, I only listened to audiobooks. And I love audiobooks. To this day, I still listen to them. But last Christmas, I read the Advent Calendar Christmas book. It was a countdown book called 25 Days by Per Jacobson. And it really got me back into physical copy reading. Okay, I just did a book or a video on my Booktube channel not too long ago called How Do I Read So Many Books at the Same Time, if you want to find that out. So anyway, but getting back into physical copy reading for me and listening to audiobooks are kind of different. I listen to a lot of audiobooks when I'm walking. I walk every single day for like an hour and a half to 2 hours, and I love it. I also just like sit on the front porch sometimes while I'm doing housework. I listen to audiobooks. I love listening to audiobooks. I've been listening to more music on my walks lately, but because I'm trying to finish up these Alex Cross books and they're not good. But anyway, so, but I love audiobooks. But getting back into physical copy reading has really, really helped like slow my mind down a little bit. I look forward to it at the end of every night, make a cup of coffee. I sit in a chair. I even have one of the lights that you put around your neck so I can sit in the dark and read. Have never linked those. I just don't understand in the world that we live in anymore why we have to link everything that is a hobby or that we're passionate about. Like, why does everything have to be $1? I just don't understand it. And for me, you know, really the takeaway for me is that it kind of makes me sad that all these people that could have gone on to do really, really big things. I mean, Jeffree Star is shouting in a TikTok live and Jaclyn Hill selling Amazon stuff. I just didn't think that that is where their careers would end up. But, you know, they're young. They still have, I mean, they're 20 years younger than me. They still have a lot of time and a lot of creativity and a lot. If it were me, I'd be reinventing the next thing. I mean, if Jaclyn's not interested in makeup, what do you want to do now? It doesn't have to be starting a brand. It doesn't have to be doing this. You know, it could be anything. Start a book club. That's what I do. Or start another channel. I got 8 channels. I got 3,000 book clubs. I just do it all for fun. It's not like, you know, I mean, hell, I don't even make money off of most of these channels I post on. I just do it for fun. And I'm not saying that there's any pride in that or that you should do that. More power to the people that are making a lot of money on TikTok and YouTube and things like that. Trust me, I wish I was. I wish I was making $1 million off my Booktube channel. But I'm not going to stop it, you know, just because I'm not. I love doing it. And I don't feel like I need to constantly push products. And that doesn't make me better than anybody else. That doesn't make me better than somebody that is pushing products. All I'm saying is I don't understand the constant need to push every product that is new to you. And the other thing is, this is your very first book that you're reading on a Kindle. I can tell you right now that when I started this Kindle, and you can fact check this to me or my vlog, I wasn't even really sure how much I loved this Kindle when I first got it. I was like, I don't know. It's taking a little to get used to. I don't really know how I feel about this yet. So to be reading your very first book on a Kindle and turn around and link it like you love it so much, I think that's a hard sell for me. So now what you're doing is you're selling products that you've really never used, and you're pushing products to get people to buy the highest priced product on Prime Day because it's going to make you the most money. But you're only 9 chapters into a book. In Verity, Colleen Hoover's chapters are short. So how can you even say, and I mean, that's probably 30 pages or something. How can you say in 30 chapters you love this so much? I don't even know that I've decided that I love it so much. I do. But I might decide tomorrow I'm over it. You know what I mean? Anyway, let me know what you think about all that in the comment section below. I love you guys, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.